Klee vs Candace. Klee's Zangoose has Oblivious, which prevents it from being infatuated, taunted, or intimidated, but it also has a Yachi Berry which doesn't help as it's not weak to ice. It has an interesting moveset, with Egg Bomb being Stab, Whirlwind to switch the opponent, and Disarming Voice and Breaking Swipe to do a little bit of chip. Klee's Amber Palm has Filter, which means super effective fighting moves are only going to be doing stab damage, and it also has Float Stone to halve its weight. It's not the greatest moveset, but it can heal a bit, and it can potentially paralyze with Dragon Breath. Klee's Shaman has Quick Draw, which will allow it to move first 30% of the time against ones it's slower than, and Roll It Berry, which will damage any super effective attacks coming in against this Shaman. It also has an incredible moveset. If it gets a no retreater, this could be a huge threat to Candace. Klee's Okie Dokie has Mummy, which should change the ability of everyone for the whole game potentially, which could harm its own team and the opponent's team depending on how much switching happens. Also has Twisted Spoon, which won't help with heal block. This Okie Dokie has Hydro Cannon, which could do a large chunk of damage, even though it's got low special attack, but it will have a recharge turn, and it's got some weaker multi-hit moves as well. Klee's Escavalier has Analytic, while being an extremely slow Pokemon, not getting much investment into speed at all, will allow it to get the 1.3 boost to most of its very strong moves of Dragon Ascent, Blaze Kick, Zap Cannon, most of the time, if not all the time. The Charty Berry does not help though. Rapid Spin could boost its speed though, removing the analytic boost, so hope that you don't activate that. Klee's Abomasnow has Sweet Veil, preventing sleep, and the Yachi Berry, which won't help as ice is neutral. It also has a very high chance of poisoning opponents with Poison Powder and Poison Sting. It also has Stab Ice Beam, do a large chunk of damage, if possible. Candace's Toucannon has Dark Aura, which will boost Dark-type moves, maybe for the opponent, because it doesn't have any, and Toxic Orb, which will make it take a lot of damage over time. It's got a very interesting moveset with Growth, Transform, and Heat Crash. Could do some damage with Heat Crash, while also potentially just transforming to the opponent, taking advantage of their moves. Candace's Unknown E has Sweet Veil, also preventing sleep, and Iron Ball to make it slower, which does make it slower than Klee's Escavalier to prevent the analytic boost. It has Lava Plume, Psywave, Technoblast, and Breaking Sword, and it's got good special attack investment. It can hit pretty hard with those moves. Candace's Golduck has Receiver, which allows it to copy abilities of an ally that faints, while also having Arbor Berry, which can restore a third HP without getting confused. It can also heal with Synthesis, while doing large damage with Petal Blizzard, Waterfall, or Poison Fang. Candace's Buffalet has Snow Cloak, which will raise its evasiveness if it starts snowing, and Sharp Beak, which does not help it. It's also got a terrible moveset with Tar Shot, Splash, probably not doing that much. Rapid Spin can do a slight bit of damage and raise its speed, and Light Screen will reduce a bit of damage, but it can't hit very hard at all, which is what this Pokemon is designed to do. Delcatty has Gulp Missile, but it doesn't have Surf or Dive. It's got Waterfall, but not quite, and Margot Berry, which will allow it to restore HP without being confused. It can also use Psywave, guaranteeing 50 to 150 HP damage onto the Pokemon, as well as Gust and Dragon Breath, do a little bit of damage. Candace's Vaporeon has Libero, which will allow it to change typing after using a move, and it's got pretty good moves. Even Liquidation, which it can use before activating Libero, getting the stab boost. It also has Big Root, which doesn't help it as it doesn't have training moves. They've both won 2-0 so far, with Candace's Golduck having 5 kills, the Vaporeon having 4, and then her Unknown E having 3 kills. And all of Klee's Pokemon that have done damage have killed 3 Pokemon each. So we'll see how this goes. Maybe Klee's entire team could have 3 kills after this. Never know. Klee's team is much faster than Candace's team, with the Iron Ball and the Unknown E making it even slower than the Escavalier, preventing that analytic boost. And they're off! Candace sends out Golduck, Klee sends out Abomasnow. Golduck tries to go for the Synthesis at full health, while Abomasnow goes for the Poison Sting and gets the poison on the first turn. Golduck takes a large amount of damage, gets a Waterfall off, it's not very effective. Abomasnow goes for Poison Powder again, but Golduck's already poisoned. Well, not again, but Abomasnow goes for the Ice Beam. Golduck can't be frozen because it's poisoned. Golduck's just healing with Synthesis right now, while Abomasnow just kind of wastes turns hoping it dies at some point. Golduck goes for another Waterfall, gets the Flinch, and takes more poison damage. Goes for a Synthesis to heal up, while Abomasnow goes for a Poison Sting, getting a slight bit of damage. Golduck goes for Petal Blizzard, which is also resisted, and the Poison Sting hurts the Golduck a little bit. Golduck goes for the super effective Poison Fang, doesn't get the poison. Ice Beam comes off, does a bit of damage. Abomasnow switches out to Ambipom, takes a large chunk of damage from Waterfall, while Golduck heals up even more from its berry, and gets another Waterfall off. That Ambipom is low. Golduck's still taking poison damage, so Dragon Breath comes in, can't get the poison. Golduck heals up even more. Ambipom goes for another Dragon Breath before going down to the Golduck's Waterfall. Golduck's been poisoned, but it's doing well to stay alive. Zangoose comes in, immediately switches out to a Abomasnow to take the resisted Petal Blizzard, while the Golduck takes more poison damage and heals up with Synthesis again for the Ice Beam coming in. Golduck hits the Petal Blizzard, still resisted, but the Abomasnow can't do much because the Golduck just keeps healing. Oh, the Golduck switches out to Unknown E to take a heavy chunk of damage and get frozen from the Ice Beam. It immediately thaws and gets Breaking Swipe off, lowering the attack of the Okidoki. Sweet Veil becomes Mummy as the Unknown goes down to a single Boomerang. Okidoki gets a heavy chunk with the Hydro Cannon, has to recharge while Toucan sets up and then switches. Golduck comes in, takes a bit more poison damage, tanks the Hydro Cannon. Okidoki's gonna have to recharge again. Poison Fang comes in. Ability's a Mummy now. Golduck dies if it doesn't heal this turn. It switches. I guess it doesn't die then. The Okidoki recharges and switches out. Zangoose and Toucanon are in now. Toucanon's poisoned from its Toxic Orb. Gets the Crafty Shield off, but takes so much damage from the Egg Bomb and goes down to its own Toxic Orb. Delcatty comes back in, gets a Dragon Breath off and paralyzes the Zangoose. Gets paralyzed this turn and can't move, takes damage from the Waterfall, doesn't get flinched or paralyzed, gets a heavy Egg Bomb off, and then whirlwinds out the Delcatty. Breaking Swipe goes in, lowers the attack of the Vaporeon, which allows it to tank a Liquidation better. It lands a Disarming Voice. Vaporeon switches out into Bouffalant. Oh, and it takes the Doom Desire that the Vaporeon set up, I think. Abomasnows come back in, Bouffalant sets up a Life Screen, it switches out to a Scavalier. Bouffalant goes for Light Scream again, and then for Splash, which does absolutely nothing. That Rapid Spin did a lot of damage, increasing its speed, allowing it to outspeed Golduck and just take it out with another Rapid Spin. It's not going to have the Analytic Boost, but it's fast. Goes for a Dragon Ascent, gets a crit, takes out the Bouffalant, lowers its defenses. It's 4 against 2 now. Klee's got a pretty good lead. Crits Dragon Ascent again, taking out the Delcatty. It's only Vaporeon left. Goes for Karate Chop, gets Libero to... Oh, and makes it weak to the Dragon Ascent coming in. And Klee wins it, destroying Candace.